Now. And we are live. What's going on out there, YouTube? This is SDL0320 representing JVSO. Me and the man with the plan, JOR-ELS Alexandra, we're back again to fight the forces of evil. No, I'm just joking. We're back again to be able to do a discussion with you guys for The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 7. And we're just about to dissect it. We have yet to even talk to each other about it at all. So you guys are going to get our full disclosure on what we thought about it, minus our reviews that are probably up right now. And Jarrell, what did you think about the episode, bro?
I liked it. I thought it was a good episode. The flaws make me want to tear out the little bristles that I call hair on my head. But beyond that, I did like the episode. But yeah, I can say that much. I didn't
Uh,
hate it.
yeah, no, it's weird. It's an ongoing like progression. I think that this episode, I didn't necessarily see like a lot of like flaws in the sense of the story. I saw a lot of flaws with people's decisions. Like I was sitting there looking at this, I was like, this is not gonna go the way you think. Yes, that was a Last Jedi reference. Um, but like legit, I was like, Legine, like, what are you doing? Like, Daryl, what are you doing? Tara, what are you doing? Good for you, Sasha. I mean, not Sasha, man. God rest her soul. Good for you, Rosita, and good for you, Michonne. But I don't know. There's some interesting things about this episode that they did with Eugene that I thought was really intriguing. Even though I didn't like any of his decisions that he made, I really thought it was intriguing what they did with them. This is definitely his more well acted episode. What did you think about Eugene in this episode? I guess the progression of his character moving forward.
Couldn't care less. However, it's interesting though because I thought that the actor portraying Eugene, I thought he did a great job, and the way that they executed Eugene's character is sensible, actually. But I I just don't care for Eugene at this point. Like for real, like I'm just like done with Eugene. I would almost go as far as to say that I really don't know that there's a decision that Eugene could make to make me well. A huge problem is that I've never liked Eugene from outright. I've always thought that Eugene it was kind of just meh. I suppose I've never actually like truly like loved Eugene or like he's never been like a. He's just someone who's there. I was like, all right, I guess I'm stuck with Eugene. Not what I would have done, but all right, Walking Dead. I guess we're stuck with him. So I thought what they did with his character was sensible. I just don't care for his character. Like I'm just done with Eugene. I just get triggered by him. It's interesting. I mentioned this in my review, but like at first I was like, God damn, I'm really hating this episode so far. But it was incorrect. I just hate Eugene. The episode was fine actually, but Eugene, like, get this mullet bastard out of here.
It's so funny, man, because when I listened to the Talking Dead, I've seen him talk before. Like he is not that character in real life, and the dedication that he actually does to the character is very well done. Like his execution of how Eugene talks, to his mannerisms, to how Carol he is, thing dissection of where his character's gonna go. Like listening to him talk to Gabriel versus him listening to him talk to Dwight versus listening to him talk to Negan. I even talked about this in my review. These are all different ways and movements that he could go. But I will agree to Jarrell's point that I really like if Dwight would have shot Eugene in the head, I would have been like, that was a good idea because otherwise this is gonna bite you in the tail later. And it was just hard for me to even process my thinking that way because I was like, dude, like he's a snake. Like he's all about self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he's gonna have morality complexes back and forth, but at the end of the day, I personally feel like Daryl and Eugene are going down paths that they're not going to be able to pull back from. And even in this episode, some of the things that they've done is going to platform them to their own destruction eventually. Um, I just don't know how they're going to get their upcomings. But I loved what the actor did for the role, but kind of like what JOR-ELS said, like, dude, I was like, dude, I don't trust Eugene. He's unredeemable in a certain extent at this point. But I don't know. I was gonna ask you about Daryl. What did you think about Daryl in this episode?
Uh I think Daryl's on some OG shit. I mean, I suppose you could make the argument that it might lead to his destruction, though. Some might argue that the rating, the slippage of viewership might argue against that. But I like what Daryl's doing. You know, I like that he's trying to do what he feels is right. You know, because that's what I would be trying to do if I was in the Walking Dead world. I feel like I'd be trying to do what I think is right. I know Adam Driver, he said something really interesting when, by the way, your Star Wars reference totally went over my head because for those of you who don't know, I've been avoiding any Last Jedi news because I'm just that hyped for a new Last Jedi. So what he said at the beginning of the video, I have no idea what that means. Anyways, Adam Driver said something interesting where he considered that his character considered himself to not be evil, but that he was right. I think that's what Daryl is doing, and that's his mindset. And I think it's correct. Um, and also, it didn't seem like that bad of a plan. Am I missing something? Like Rick was looking all shocked at the end of the episode, like, like freaking the fuck out. I was like, am I missing something? I thought that Daryl's plan was pretty solid. The walkers were fucking up those saviors. Hopefully they don't mess up my girl. What's her name? Lindsay Register, right? God damn. I don't know what happened. I just developed this crush on her. You know, it's so strange. I don't know how it happened. I don't know. Anyway, Savior. She's got like a tattoo right here, right? Someone reach out to her for
me. So I mean, initially, you know, I was saying like, all right, they're gonna take matters into their own hands, but I was like, the ramifications of what could happen moving forward, I was like, I don't get it. And I think at the very end, the reason why Rick was so perplexed is like the saviors were surrounded. It didn't. When I looked at that, I didn't see not one walker at all. And I don't think it's just that they're inside; like they're gone. And whatever Eugene's plan was when it came to bullets or whatever he's about to create, I think that is the catalyst for the walkers being gone. And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Like if Daryl had never barreled through, then they never would have been able to, I guess, shoehorn them how to deal with the situation. Because it would eventually have drawn out. Like they would have, you know, wasted their, you know, time period. And then they were pushing the crunch situation. And I guess they relented to Eugene. But I don't know. The problem with it is I don't know how long Rick was stuck in that kennel. Like I have no idea the amount of time that Rick was there because they've been playing this interesting game with time progression where like you got one person this set of time, but then this happened prior. But as far as Daryl's plan initially for me, I felt like it was just unnecessary. I felt like he wanted to get the job done to go ahead and like get them taken out, but eventually they would have exhausted all resources anyway. So I just thought it was an unnecessary plan. I was like, why break protocol and do it on your own when, you know, you can just wait for the rest of the armada to come. Now, if Rick would have died, I don't know. It's hard. Like, I think that's one thing I liked about this episode is like, there wasn't necessarily a right or wrong way. Because if Rick's plan would have backfired and they would have took those pictures to Negan, then that would have been a worse situation. So to JOR-ELS' point, that makes it more sensible. But I don't know, man. It's a hard thing. The war that they're in, it's a hard situation to narrow.
One thing I want to bring up to I don't know how many people we have in the chat, but for those of you watching, if you can let me know why. Okay, in the last sequence, we see Rick He's looking at the sanctuary. He's got this freaked out look on his face, and there appears to be no walkers. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts as to, like, do you think the walkers were driven away? Do you think that the saviors somehow killed all the walkers? Do you think that the walkers are just all inside fucking up the saviors? Let me know your thoughts down below. Because it just occurred to me, I'm not sure. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. But I think, I don't know. I kind of see your point, and maybe Daryl's plan to some extent is not that sensible. I kind of get behind Daryl, I guess, from an emotional standpoint. Maybe it's not logical, but I understand where Daryl's coming from. It's like, let's just get this motherfucker. Like, let's just kill Negan. Like fuck what Rick's trying to do. Even though I don't know. This is where flaws. I think we might have to switch to negatives here, because there's so many inconsistencies. Like, I feel like I feel like I never got a full grasp of Rick's plan that he started in the premiere. Particularly, when we see Rick taking pictures of the sanctuary, right after they shot out the windows at the sanctuary at the end of the premiere episode. I feel like I never got a full grasp of Rick's plan, which I think is a big time flaw, especially since we're like seven episodes in, right? And like, for example, like this whole thing with Rick being captured by the trash people, and Rick is like dueling out these big statements like, hey, trash people, work with us or we'll kill you, right? But there's no Alexandrians in the distance with sniper rifles or grenades or rocket launchers. So it's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, is Rick bluffing? Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, is the reason why Rick got the upper hand just happenstance? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? What really was the purpose of these pictures that Rick took? Were they just to turn the perspective of the trash people? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Like, everything just feels so, I don't know. It's like we're 7 episodes deep, and I don't feel that the story is executed as well as it should be executed up until this point. You know what I mean? I don't know. Thoughts on that? Like, there's just things that don't add up. For example, one thing I mentioned in my review, like when Rick has Jadis's head next to that severed Walker head, right? And she's like, "Okay, I agree with you. We'll help you," right? That made no sense. No sense. Okay, my man Rick, he ain't got a goddamn. He ain't got no snipers in the distance. He has no weapon besides his severed head. So, like, what I was saying in my review, when he stood her ass up, all she had to do was just fucking shove her elbow into his fucking neck and have her people point their guns at him, and Rick's fucked all over again. So her like siding with Rick made no sense. We can get to other flaws, but thoughts on that?
Yeah. So the reality is, and I think it's more of a directed standpoint problem. The plan itself made sense, but the way that they actually did the story, they did it non-linear. They took different segments in time. Since episode 1, they've taken different segments in time progressionally. When Rick left, out of the trash people's compound, he went legit to the locations where the snipers were supposed to be posted at. Everybody had their assignment, just like in the last episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michonne was like, we need to meet back with Rick at the location. Like, we got to meet with everybody at the location. They just weren't there. The snipers not only were not there guarding the location, but a lot of them were dead. Like, one of the sniper guys were dead. So something happened. And that's why I talk about, like, the progression in time. I feel like there was a time progression that happened, and Rick missed his window of time because he was there too long. Initially, the whole plan and how they actually plotted it out, they take down all the major posts, they take down all the reserve locations. Rick and Dale go and take the weapon reserves, and then as a distraction, they post up initially to keep the saviors there. so they can drive them out to the point that they could just go and destroy them. That didn't happen because they couldn't get the Negan. And then there were more weapon supplies that they could assess for. But that's what I'm saying. Like the way that the episodes were directed, it was non-linear. It wasn't like, all right, this is this is. They never really showed what was really progressively happening. So to answer your question about the snipers and even anything else about like Rick's threats, there was actually supposed to be like a group of people there. The kingdom, he doesn't know that the kingdom is like what happened initially with the kingdom before that. And they got wiped out, but the snipers were supposed to be posted there just like the rest of the group was supposed to be posted there. And it just didn't happen. And that's why I wonder how much amount of time was lost. That's the reason why he was so surprised at what really kind of happened. That's just
well,
from
my
where
thing is, like,
I look at it.
It's like, why didn't it happen though? Like, there shouldn't be a reason why it shouldn't happen. Like, this is Rick going by himself, which isn't sensible at all, but whatever. Rick going by himself to talk to these trash people. It's like, but why? Why didn't it happen? You know?
Oh, and the other thing about the girl, yeah, he did have the head, but he got her gun as well. I went back to the footage myself, and he has not only the head, he has the head to the left to the side, and then he's got a gun to her forehead temple.
Rick?
So he's got a gun to her head, and then the head is just sitting there right next to her. So he got the head sitting to the side, her head's looking at it like this, and then he's got a gun to her temple, based on what I'm looking at right here. But yeah, he got her gun because she initially had a gun, and he disarmed that, and then he kind of got her head pressed there as well. But either way, like I think it was a bad move going there by himself. I think that there's so many different ways that could have went wrong, or it should have went wrong, because I think they were taking pictures to really maim and kill him and give the pictures to Negan. I legit think that was the reason why they were taking those pictures. And if that would have happened, you know what I'm saying, like the war, like everything would have just crumbled. Like there's so many ifs, like, to the plan.
Can we go back? Can we go back a pace? You said that when Rick was holding Jadis's head next to his severed head, you were saying that Rick had her gun? Oh, wait. I think you're muted? Or if not, something weird's happening.
Okay. So when they were initially fighting, I wish I could pull it up, but I know that YouTube would just shut me down. They were initially fighting. Jadis had a gun on her. He hit her with the stick and knocked her down. And then he pressed her down, had her head down, pressed with his hand and the gun, and then her head was next to the severed head. So that's what ended up happening. But the way that they shot it was just really strange, because his hand is just sitting there with the gun, and then the head is sitting to the side, and she just kind of sitting there looking there. But either way, I to me personally, she still could have been like, okay, kill him. Like I really, I really feel like they still could have just easily took them out. And I also thought initially, like them putting him in front of this walker like this, I thought it was like another test, like they did before, putting him in the pit. That's what initially I thought. I thought they were initially like testing him. Didn't. I mean, it seemed like eventually, like, oh, they're just gonna kill him. So I don't really know. That was a little murky to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It just like when Rick stood her up, like I just don't get why she joined with him. Like I would have killed the hell out of Rick. You know what I mean? What the hell? Like I would have, drop kicked Rick in the side of his head and just told my people to just fill his ass up with bullets and just call it a day. Like that's crazy. I don't know. There's just things like that didn't add up. Like Dwight not shooting Eugene when Eugene was trying to send that iPod kite off the building just makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. You ever heard of a flesh wound, Dwight? Like what the fuck? You couldn't have even done that? Are you serious? Like let me get this straight. Like you have the capacity to shoot down a kite, which for the record took pretty damn good aim, by the way. I mean, I'm not like a physics person, but damn, like you have to be a pretty damn good shot to shoot down that kite. And then like I don't know, if I was Dwight, like Eugene would have had Eugene would never walked again, or like he would never use his left arm again, or some shit. Like my boy, this mullet wearing bastard would get shot quick. You know what I mean?
See, this is the thing that I mentioned in my review, and I listened to the Talking Dead. Normally, I never listen to Talking Dead, but in my review, I was like, before I watched the Talking Dead, I was like, okay, he doesn't have any choice. He's got to kill him. He doesn't even have to shoot him. He could just push his tail over. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen. And when I looked at the Talking Dead, and they asked the question like, why didn't Dwight shoot him? And basically, the guy that plays Dwight, he's like, if he had shot him, he would have to answer to that, like, and say, okay, well, this happened, or he was a traitor. I found out he was a traitor, but it would have been his word against a dead body. And they probably would have found out that he was eventually the person, which makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he would have shot Eugene and not killed him, like, that would have not looked good in his favor. Like, personally,
that's
he had
anybody could have shot him. Anybody could have shot him. What the fuck? It's not like Negan has like a goddamn 36 cameras surveilling the whole complex. Anybody could have shot him. And why the hell?
So you talking about killing him or shooting him?
It's irrelevant. Just shooting him in general, whether he killed him or not. To suggest that like, oh, Dwight did it. It's crazy. It could have been anybody. It could have been any goddamn body. Unless the bullets pertaining to Dwight's gun are super unique, and Dwight's gun is super unique unto himself, even though to even get that far.
So you're talking about before he had any dialogue with Eugene, just shooting him from a distance, before he did anything and not said anything. That's what you're suggesting.
I'm saying
because they talked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already evident.
Sure.
That Dwight is guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they had that dialogue and then he had shot Eugene and not killed him, then he would have been implicated. Like if you're gonna do that, he needs to shoot him. Now, if he would have shot him to stop him, and he didn't know where it came from, he still could have told Dwight. I mean, because the thing is, like, he knows that Dwight is the narc, and that was evident from the beginning of the episode. That's why I was like, I didn't see any other option of whether or not to kill him or not. That's why I thought he was going to kill him, because they already had that conversation. Like, if you do anything else, like, I'm going to tell. I was like, he could still tell. Like, I mean, personally, I didn't feel any way about it. I was like, he should take him out. But I don't know. I don't know about shooting him to wound him. Nah. He would have to get taken out by me.
What?
If I was gonna do it, then he was gonna taken out.
I mean, no, same way. First off, if I was shooting Dwight, there would not be like Dwight. Eugene would have been shot in the back of his head, and we just wouldn't have done. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that, like, if Dwight shot Eugene, whether he killed him or not, to suggest that the first thing that someone would think after seeing Eugene being shot is that, oh, Dwight did it. It's crazy. He could have been shot by any goddamn body. Okay, it's not, from like Negan's point of view, it isn't obvious that Dwight is working with the Alexandrians. Like, it's not obvious at all. You know what I mean? I suppose there's the concept that like Eugene would have, told on Dwight, was like, wouldn't you think that Eugene would have fucking told on Dwight like hell way before? Anyway, I guess my main point is that, like, if Dwight shot Eugene, whether he killed him or not, it would not be just easy to be like, oh, Dwight clearly did it. It would be like a what's that dumbass movie about that train mystery movie that came out? What was that fucking movie? What was that movie?
Orient Express.
Thank you. It just would have been like that. Negan would be like, "Who did it? Who did it?" Would have been like Clue or some shit. It would not be that obvious that Dwight did it. At least in my opinion, it would not be that obvious. If it would have been that obvious, then Negan should have figured out sooner than later that Dwight's been secretly working with the Alexandrians. But all I'm trying to say is Dwight should have shot him, and there's really no sensible reason why he didn't shoot him, in my opinion. At least a flesh wound. That's crazy. I don't get it. I don't know. That to me, that's like some plot armor bullshit. Because boy, if I was Dwight, let me tell you something. Eugene would have been. First off, Eugene would have been so scared that he would have never had the courage to send a goddamn kite off the roof. First off, personally, okay, I would have shot the hell out of Eugene. You kidding me? Good lord, my boy would never walk again. Anyway.
So, see what y'all are finding out that Jor-El has a dark side, you guys. when it comes down to it, when the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
Hey, you trying to win, nigga, or what? You trying to win? What's good? I mean, damn, Dwight, you trying to win? What's good, son? I mean, I've been thinking about it back and forth. There's no reason why Dwight should not have fucking at least put a flesh wound in Eugene. There's just no sensible reason. I don't get that. I don't know. I don't get it. That's weird.
I mean, I say if he was gonna shoot him, he needed to shoot to kill. But the reality is, it's like this is a better question. At this point, you know, after Dwight has gone through everything he's gone through, even the dialogue that he had with Eugene, I can't even believe he told Eugene what he told him. I would have denied everything. Do you think that Dwight has had a change of who he is as a person? Because I feel like he's a totally different character. He's gone through an interesting metamorphosis where they talked about on Talking Dead, like more people like Dwight now than ever, just because of who he is now as a character.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was curious your take.
No, he's definitely gone through a change. It's weird though. I don't know that I've gotten to a point where I like Dwight, but I don't think I've gotten there just yet. I don't think that Dwight's done enough for me to warrant him, or warrant me liking him or loving his character. I just think that Dwight's interesting. I think he's just intriguing. Nothing more beyond that. But yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a very interesting character, to say the least. He's I don't know. His character arc, it has a lot of weight and meat to it because he's got a very interesting backstory that we've been able to really see progressively from the point that, you know what I'm saying, wasn't he the one that killed old girl? Put an arrow through her head? I forgot her name. Was it Denise?
The chick
Did he kill Denise?
Chick that Tara was dating?
Yeah, didn't he kill Denise?
Yeah, 100%. I think he put an arrow through her neck, I think.
Yeah. No, yeah. He put it through her eye. Like
through her eye. Was it through her eye? My bad.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this dude was a savage.
Yeah.
And like interesting turn. But what do you think is going on with Father Gabriel? That was the other thing I was gonna bring up to you. Because I didn't catch what was really happening.
No, I said the same thing in my review. I was like, I don't know if I fucking got hit with malaria or something, but like I can't really recall why Gabriel is sick. Did I miss something? Because I have no idea what's wrong with Gabriel. Like I said in my review, if I missed something, I apologize. I guess I just missed it because I don't recall Gabriel getting scratched or bit. So I don't know what's going on with Gabriel. That's very interesting, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, they said that he had like an infection or whatever, but I don't think that it didn't lead me to believe that he got bit. Like it was more like he literally is just getting sick and his organs are breaking down. But I was kind of just like, you know, I don't believe he's gonna die from this, but I don't understand where it came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, was there a bacteria? Like, like I don't know. Like, he didn't get shot or anything. So I was kind of like lost when the doctor was saying like his organs are failing, or whatever, and I was like, what? So I don't know. I was gonna ask your opinion if you knew what happened to him, because the last thing we remember, Negan and their group, the last episode, they were freaking out. And then Negan came back, and then he told them to take, Gabriel to the location or whatever. And then when Eugene found him, he was like sick. So I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. That was the only thing that I was kind of like perplexed by. I mean, it's interesting story arc. And I like Father Gabriel now, which is weird. But I just don't know what exactly happened.
Me neither. I'm so confused by what's going on with Gabriel. I don't know.
If any of you guys in the chat, let us know, because we have no idea.
This is very random, but like, I don't know. Do you think that you would have interpreted episodes 1 through 8 if you binge watched it? Wait, what do you mean? I was considering like I don't know. I just feel like the structure of episode 1 through 7 now is just so bizarre. And it's like I wonder, like, would I have liked it better if I just binge watched episode 1 through 7 in a day, or would I have the exact same problems? I don't know. Everything just feels, I don't know. Everything just feels to be moving so slow. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's almost like I feel like I'm missing the point. I feel like at this point in the show, I feel like every episode should be like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. I should be like, I feel like there should have been multiple episodes by now where I was like, oh yeah, best that's ever been done. Especially since we breached the 100 episode mark. But like, I feel so confused with this season. Like, if someone were to ask me like on the streets, like, yo, has Walking Dead been great so far? I almost don't know what I would say. I feel like I would run because I don't know. I'm so mixed. I'm serious. I'm so mixed on this season. I am so undecided if like this season is good or are they fucking up. I don't know. It's just such a mixed bag this season. I'm so confused. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think that the series itself is suffering from Netflix, sort of this Netflix syndrome, where I definitely know if I saw the whole series like and just binged it, my comprehension, understanding of it would be better. I would probably receive it better as well, just because it's like you wait and you wait and you wait, and you're trying to understand this self-revolving story arc. Whereas normally, things just happen and, we get to see, but it's obvious that there's something that's a buildup for something, and we haven't seen that fine-tuned yet. And because of that, it's like you like I was telling Jarrell earlier today, I was like, Jarrell, I'm not anticipating anything. I'm just kind of just waiting for the episode. Like I don't have that like, man, I gotta wait for Sunday. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. I'm just like, okay, like this is the next chapter of this book that I'm gonna wait to see if it ends up being a great book or not. Like that's basically my internalization of it. So yeah, I mean, to your point, like it definitely would feel different, and it would be received differently by me, if we had all the episodes ahead of us. Because it is a not a chore, but it's different. It's very different how it's been before.
I just feel like, I don't know. If someone had gave me the narratives that we've been given from episode 1 to 7, I just feel like I would have told it in such a different way. Holy shit. Like, it just feels like, I don't know. They're just telling the story so bizarrely. Like, I don't know. Like, if someone was like, hey, do you think, have you been given any implications that season 8 is the best season so far? But nigga, I don't even know. Like,
I'll be like, yo, you gotta wait a little bit, dog, because I gotta
I'm
wait for this to play.
yeah, I'm so confused. Like, isn't this all out war? Like, I feel like, I mean, I guess yeah, there's been war, but like, kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's, I don't know. It's marks of war, definitely. There's different marks and moments that you feel the presence of war, but it's like I haven't seen the enemy go on the offensive yet. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Negan's group has yet to be on the offensive side,
Yeah.
and I've been waiting for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it hasn't happened yet. I mean, definitely the kingdom just getting wiped out. That was rough. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen them really hit, the team just yet. And I feel like it's about to come. And I feel like Daryl's gonna be to blame.
I just feel like, I mentioned this in my review as well, but like, I feel like I feel like I'm missing something, like I don't know. Like I mean, true, important things have happened until this point. Yeah, but like I don't know. I thought like something seismic would have happened by now. Something like the premiere episode of season 7. I thought that was seismic. I thought that was really, really substantial. Like losing Abraham and Glenn, and having Rick just being reduced to like this puppy dog almost to Negan. Like I thought that was, it felt like something substantial happened. I don't feel like something really big has happened so far in season 8. I think maybe that's where my frustration is coming from with season 8. Like I don't feel like we've really, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I'm alone in that, but like I just don't feel like anything large has happened. It's all out war, and like I don't feel like we've gotten an action sequence that's really lived up to that title, all out war currently. Like I don't know. I'm having such a love hate relationship with season 8. It's so bizarre. Like it's probably the weirdest season of season 8 so far. It's just such a mixed bag for me.
Yeah, I can definitely say that I don't know if you're ever gonna get that. I don't know if I know it sounds bad, you guys. We still like the show. We still love the show. We still look at the show. But the reality is, the 7th season, first episode, should, in my opinion, be marked in the history because everybody everywhere felt it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I just don't know any episodes after that will hit like that will, or even will have that kind of weight behind it. I just don't, unless like something happened to like Carl or like Michonne. Like there's no other character tangibly that there's an investment with. And the sad thing is that Daryl could have been that for me this season if he would have stayed the Daryl that we know and made unguided decisions here or there. But like he's gone so left that I'm like, well, this is gonna happen. Like it's not gonna be a surprise. Like, like if something just would have randomly happened, like kind of like with the season 7 situation. But yeah, there's this. I don't feel those kind of consequences with the other characters, other than like the 3 that I named off. Daryl would have been a really interesting one if they would have. To me, I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with how they're positioning Daryl because it feels like this is the only way that Daryl's gonna go. Like his character is meeting its end or getting to the end. I know that's scaring some of you Daryl fans, but I don't know where else he would be going. You know what I'm saying? You're wrong. I could be completely wrong.
I really hope that they shit, I don't even know. I hope that they end the mid-season finale on. They really need to nail this mid-season finale because I really don't want to forget that The Walking Dead is coming back on in February, but I feel like that's about to happen because I don't know. And I know a lot. There's probably a lot of people watching right now who are like, "What are you talking about? Walking Dead's been perfect so far in season 8. What do you mean? It's been flawless." I'm glad you feel that way, but I don't. I'm deeply concerned for the show's future. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't think that The Walking Dead is that far away from walking in the same footsteps that the DCEU is walking in at the current time. Walking Dead needs to be careful, man. It would like I get that The Walking Dead's been on for a long time and it's a beloved show, but it would not take much for The Walking Dead to get derailed, in my opinion. It wouldn't take much. If we're talking about like cancellation, it would take a lot. I'll admit it would definitely take a lot for like season 9 of Walking Dead. We're canceling season 10. Yeah, it would take a lot for that to happen. But outside of that, I don't know. I don't know. I just really hope they nail the mid-season finale for real, because especially since it's supposed to be like 90 minutes or something like that. I just hope they end off on a strong note, because this has probably been the most bizarre season so far, for sure.
It's kind of like, to me, like everything after season 7 was kind of just like a gamble in people's eyes and their perception. You know what I mean? Like where did they go from here? And this is gonna be their calling card. Like, this is where we go. It's gonna all line up with this mid-season finale, especially the statement that was made, like I guess by AMC or Chris Harper. I can't remember who said it, but they were basically on lines of like, "You won't believe how it ends." If that's a letdown,
Boy.
then they should have never said that.
Yo, that better be true. Literally, that mid-season finale, it needs to be mind-blowing. You know what I mean? Like, there needs to be some kind of substantial surprise, because like I just feel like I haven't gotten like a big surprise, Like, damn, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know. Season 8's definitely missing something. Something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the first episode was an interesting little nudge in the right direction of where things could go, but I think they just need to commit to how they're going to platform that. I know that they have, because they've been trying to maneuver us around how this war is going to work. Anything else, and I don't know if that's been executed necessarily right, but it is a lot of intrigue as to where things are gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing. Like, anytime you make the audience like try to guess and they don't know what the heck's going on, they don't know if this is good, they don't know if it's bad. Just as long it ends up being good, you're gonna be in a good state. I mean, if the season ends up being like a flop, the longevity of the show is definitely going to be deterred. But I mean, it still will go down in history as one of the better, basic cable shows. It's just, you want to end out strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact Game of Thrones is going to end strong, and I want that for Game of Thrones. I mean, I want that for Walking Dead personally. Even if the show is nowhere near the same like levels to a certain extent, I still want it to end very strong. And that's the same thing like I would want for DCU, no matter what way it's going. Like, if it's gonna end, I'd rather it end strong. So we'll see, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pray for him. I'm gonna pray for The Walking Dead. I don't know. I'm hoping that next episode's mind blowing. That's the only thing I can say. I'm hoping. Damn. I'm about to start picking up the comic books, because what's going on?
Shoot, man.
I don't know.
It's gonna be
Does comic books feel like this? Like they can't, right? Am I missing something? Like I'm almost about to pick up All Out War and read it myself. Like there's something wrong because there's no way reading All Out War. It can't be the same as watching. There's got to be some kind of discrepancy or something. Like it must be better paced in the comic book, or like there's got to be something. Hopefully.
I can't really say. I can't really say. It's sad to say, but I can't really comment on that.
I just hope that just give us something. Damn, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh, snap. Shout out to Jasmine Holmes for this super chat. Thank you so much. It means a lot. But yeah, what did you rate this episode? I actually rated it pretty high. What did you rate the episode?
Not very high. I liked the episode, but I don't know. I didn't think that this episode was great. I didn't think it was exceptional. Definitely didn't think it was one of the best Walking Dead episodes so far, but I didn't think it was bad. I'd give it like a a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'd give it like a 7.
Yeah, I ended up giving the episode like a 8.5, I think, something close to that. Yeah, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I actually rated it pretty high. I didn't think I would rate it that high, but I think I just enjoyed the fact that it wasn't one of those episodes where it's like a filler. Like it felt like progressional because it dealt with the things I wanted to deal with. It dealt with what happened with Gabriel. It dealt with where was Morgan. It dealt with, what Daryl's plan was really going to be instead of like, giving us something random out of nowhere. The only thing that I didn't necessarily like, and it wasn't because it wasn't acted well, it's just the stupid decisions people were just making. And that's been like a growing trend for this season for me. But I don't know. I don't know where things are gonna go. I guess we'll see.
I don't know. I saw the preview to next week's episode, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of forgot it. I gotta watch it again. I gotta watch the preview of the next week's episode again. Even though I saw it, so I guess that's not good. But I guess I gotta watch it again. Nothing really major stood out, but I hope it's great though. I'll be praying for him. My God, do they need it?
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I guess that for me, I'm excited for the ride versus being anxiety ridden for the ride. It's just way too many other things I could be just worried about than to be worrying about whether or not this show is gonna like bomb or not. I
guess
don't
to
know.
me,
It's weird.
it's like there's so many great shows out right now. It's just like, what are you doing, Walking Dead? Like, where's the urgency? Where's the sense of like making people like jump out of their seats screaming at their television sets? You know what I'm saying? Like Scott Gimple said some shit like that, or some producer said some shit like that. Like season 8, it's gonna be so great. It's gonna make people scream at their television sets. That has not happened. Okay, there's nothing that's happened between episode 1 and now that's made me want to freak out so badly that I want to like take my TV set and fucking shake it, like the premiere of season 7. You know what I mean? Like something substantial needs to happen next episode. Something big, and not just one thing. Like there needs to be like 3, 4 big seismic things that happen next episode. At least in my opinion, that's what will make me happy. You know, I'm tired of like having episodes in and like one big thing happens, or like episodes skip by and then something seismic happens. You know what I mean? Like remove that. But
Yeah, I don't know, Drew. Maybe you might need to look at or look into reading All Out War, just because I keep saying it. This is not going to go how you think.
Maybe not, but I feel like if I read the comics of All Out War, I don't think I would walk away like, oh yeah, Scott Gimple and them told season 8 in the perfect way. I don't think I would get that at all. I feel like if I read All Out War, I would have a completely different idea of how they could have executed episodes 1 through 7. But
oh yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. No doubt. Like, you're completely different because the way that they even do the show is very different from the comics. Like, the comics are vicious, man. Like, they're very vicious. It's very different.
sure.
And even like characters that are alive now aren't in the comics. So I don't even know how you would. I don't know. It'd be interesting, but I mean, from a plot and a narrative standpoint, it might benefit you to read it. But yeah, I gave it an 8.5. I actually did enjoy it. I'm hopeful, but I don't put I'm not like, I don't know how to put this. I don't know where it's gonna go, but if it does fail, like it's whatever. It's like it's a lot of other good shows. Like I guess I'm not, what I'm saying, like all in, like I used to be. It used to be like a life and death kind of feeling, what I'm saying, like what would happen to some of these characters or the progression of some of these character arcs. It's like when Glenn died, when Abraham died, it was something in me that was just like, that was like the closest you get to making my heart hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, after that, they just fiddled with it by torturing Rick. And I was just like, oh, so I don't know. I don't know, man. I think we'll see. We're still gonna be here. We're still enjoying the show.
We're right. We're still gonna be here. Like every time we criticize the show, people are like, "Well, just stop fucking watching it. Just stop watching the show." It's like, well, fam, calm down. Like, I actually really like the show. Back up. Well, you just relax. I'm just throwing criticism out, not like hating. I'm gonna be preaching this for a while, but I still think that Walking Dead made a big mistake with this whole longevity plan. I say cut that shit out. I say I feel like Walking Dead show wise should have like picked the end date and be trying to hit that shit. For example, like I feel like at this point Walking Dead should be like, hey, we're ending everything season 12. That's it. We're done. All right. And interpret that as you will. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if The Walking Dead did that, I feel like the storytelling would be way more elevated. I feel like, as crazy as it sounds, I feel like The Walking Dead would benefit from having an end date decided like that. Personally, I think that a lot of the flaws that I have are because The Walking Dead is just so desperately trying to like get past season 12 and trying to hit like season 20 and like season 30, season 40. And I'm not kidding. You can research this shit. Like Walking Dead is really trying to go like as long as possible. To be honest with you, I would not be shocked to find out that The Walking Dead is trying to pull a Simpsons in this bitch and just have this thing running as long as humanly possible. I think that's totally bad thinking. Totally bad. There should for sure be, at this point, there should be some form of an end date. Like say, we're just ending everything season 11, 12, and that's it. I think the storytelling would be much better if something like that happened, but it's just me.
Well, you guys, we've been ranting. I don't even know if we've been actually, critiquing. I think we touched on all the bases, pretty much. So we're gonna end this now.
No, we've been critiquing. I think we're just concerned.
It's
Bro, we've been watching the show since 2010. You realize that? Since 2010, or like watching, at least I have anyway, watching it real time, like when it's on, when it's airing, watching it then since 2010. No bullshit. Like I'm not someone who's like jumped on The Walking Dead in 2014 or some weird shit. Like I've been here since the beginning, so just so you know.
Yeah, same. Like I've been here since the beginning as well. Like I used to have watch parties to watch Walking Dead. It's weird because the way that I feel about Game of Thrones is how I used to be about Walking Dead. Like initially, when I first started watching Walking Dead, like it was like an event. You know what I'm saying? Like we would all get together, like what the heck is about to go down? And you know what I'm saying? Since then, like shows like, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, Westworld, Black Mirror that I'm probably gonna start watching, Mr. Robot, like ever since Breaking Bad ended, the other networks they were like, we gotta get our stuff perfect, and I mean, Game of Thrones is at the top. Like this is nothing else, that kind of comes close to that. But I'm saying all that to say that since we began Walking Dead, there's been an interesting thread, and I think that actually is going to bode well. It's going to be a really good segue into our eventual discussion about the Justice League and the state of the DCU, because initially, there was nothing but, DC. There was nothing but DC movies. There was not until 2008 any glimmer of anything that looked hopeful for Marvel Cinematic Universe. They were very much so in the same state the DCU is in now. But throughout the way, things have shifted, things have changed. Fox has come up. Marvel Studios has become a thing, because initially it was Disney. And so we're going to talk about the same kind of dynamics in our talk about Justice League and the DCU eventually. And we're not going to get too deep into it, but it parallels, ironically, the state that The Walking Dead is in the grand scheme of all the, genre TV shows, as it were, right now. So just stay tuned for that. If y'all are lovers of comic book movies and stuff like that, we're going to have an interesting conversation about that very soon. We don't know what date yet, but it's coming.
Man, I'm like legitimately concerned for The Walking Dead, as if it was like some child of mine. On some real shit, I'm so concerned. Like this is, I'm so scared for The Walking Dead. Like y'all need to be careful, because I'm telling you right now, it will not take much for people to just be like, I'd rather watch Black Mirror today. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, it wouldn't take much. Anyway. That's not very positive, okay? So let's end on a positive note. We're gonna be there next week, okay? We're gonna be hoping it's good, okay? Shit, I'm gonna be rooting for The Walking Dead. I'm just concerned. I don't know what else to tell you. I can't lie to you. If I was lying, you'd know.
Yep, we're going, you guys. I done drunk enough water. And oh, by the way, and this is I haven't talked to JOR-ELS about this yet, but I am planning one of the biggest discussions in 2 weeks for Star Wars The Last Jedi. And I'm going to have as many YouTubers, reactors here, and giving you guys a real breakdown discussion after the weekend of Star Wars. So that'll probably be like a Sunday night, the Sunday of Star Wars. I'm legit planning on having as many people as possible, people that you've never seen be on here, and I'm already planning that now. So come next week, it's gonna be Star Wars week for me. I'm gonna go and have more conversations about Star Wars. Maybe bring this guy into some of them, and yeah, just hold on for that.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
I'm sorry, Walking Dead fans. Let's move that shit aside. Let me tell you something. I'm hyped for, boy, Last Jedi, boy. Good God, I don't know nothing. Okay, I wish I could say I was as hyped for the mid-season finale. Nigga ain't, but nigga is excited for the Last Jedi. I don't know anything, dog. I don't know nothing. Literally, the only thing I know, which is intentional, the only thing I know is that like Rey and Luke are on an island. And I think Luke gets on the Millennium Falcon. I think. I don't know. And I think there's some fucking weird penguin-looking bastard called Polly something. That's it. Like, no, I'm not even joking with it. I don't know anything else. Nothing. Okay, I haven't watched any new footage. So I'm like, I don't even know what Last Jedi is about. Just to say that I'm excited is like, I might cry, dog. As soon as like I see Luke start up like a lightsaber, you're just gonna see tears. Good God, people keep saying if Luke Skywalker dies, we'll cry, bro. I'm just gonna cry just hearing Luke Skywalker say a damn paragraph. Anyway.
So yeah, you guys, if you guys have never heard of a blackout, like legit, Jarrell was on a blackout. He hadn't seen any trailers. He hadn't seen anything. So yeah, that's coming. We're gonna end on a good note. We ended on Star Wars. There's no bigger note. Y'all don't see this shirt that I have on right now. I'm not. I would go. So I'll talk to y'all a little bit later on. Keep it locked. JVS Swing and Stop. Definitely go to the description bar below. Check out JOR-ELS Alexandria. Stay tuned. We got more coming next week. Peace, guys.
Pieces.